Hi, and welcome back to another Chacha and Moe show episode.
Of the first of 2025.
And the first one being recorded in our new place in California.
That's
And
right.
Chacha's out in Portugal now.
Yep. Yep.
So-
We have a rare moment of being in the same time, same town, same place.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time, and for Christmas I got a really cool present from Mo, which you're about to see.
So today we went to the Academy Museum in LA and we got to explore all the different exhibits and stuff there. Well, actually not all of them because
Here's my
we ran out
wristlet.
of time.
We ran out of time. Yeah, can you see that there? Yep.
There you go.
Academy.
Award, and then check out this brochure.
Do you see how it looks like an old piece of film?
Pretty cool.
And it's very deep. That those kinds of details were just everywhere in this museum. And this isn't even a full review, like you were saying. Like there's nowhere near. There's actually floors we didn't get to. So
Yeah, we missed a whole floor on our visit there. So maybe for part 2 if we get enough support.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah.
If we get enough support.
But today we're gonna go through all the different pictures and videos we took there and kind of talk you through what it was like and what we saw and what we liked, what we
Yeah.
didn't. So let's do it.
Here we go. Why don't you introduce us, Miles?
So we start off entering the museum. Okay, so after we got inside, there was a pretty cool looking attraction here where it wasn't much of like a display like a typical museum, but there was a big movie, quote unquote, playing that showed all the different kind of cool aspects of film that's developed over the years, and it started with like the very, very first films that were all silent, and then you get to see how things kind of evolved and what things were really popular. And what I thought was really cool is just how like amazing some of these great films have been preserved that have been made so long ago, because when you shoot something on actual film you can preserve it for almost forever because it'll still look great, as opposed to digital when people weren't able to film it as high resolutions back then. So I thought this was a really cool part of the museum.
Yeah, it really kicks it off. You really feel like you're in Hollywood and just you see the history of film in a few minutes.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's funny, you get to point all the different ones and see how many you know, and yeah, pretty cool little thing. So this is a big museum, so you go up, I think there's 4 different floors that are there. We got to see 3 of them. So as soon as you get to the second floor, this is one of the first things you see. This is an exhibit with all the different great costumes you've seen
Dreamgirls.
in movies.
You saw Titanic.
Yep.
This is from Elvis. My only constructive criticism is this is super random. Like I wish there was some kind of a theme or something to what we were seeing.
Yeah, I think the problem was that like there were so many cool things, but they just didn't really fit together, and there was a lot of stuff you didn't really know what it was, like without looking and reading all about it. But I imagine they're probably doing their best with that, because it's not easy to get a hold of a bunch of different film costumes or whatever that were very popular. They usually auctioned those off. So
True that. Oh yeah, so going from like sort of the macro spectrum of all of Hollywood and all of film, we go really deep dive into The Godfather, which was awesome. There's clips playing, there's costumes, they have the actual rooms. I think I filmed the office. You're gonna see that. There's that guy.
yeah, I thought this part was really great, and it was what Chacha was saying about this is like a whole part just for one centralized theme, and it was really cool to look at. So here's some more clips from the Godfather exhibit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had to get a shot of this.
Yeah.
Excuse me, coming through. Make way. Gotta show this.
Pretty cool.
Wow. And this is gonna be the office.
Yep.
It's so uncanny. It just needs a cat.
A
Just
cat.
needs to be a cat, yeah.
It is really cool. It feels like you're actually looking at like a set rather than like this little part they put together. Like it's pretty nice cool looking part of the...
And I love this part because it's showing how this is like, I don't know if this is the screenwriter's notes or the actor's notes. Did they really just use
I think they said it was
book instead of a screenplay?
No, I think they said it was Coppola's notes.
Okay.
And what he did was like he ripped out every single page of the book and then put it in his notebook and then just wrote all over like a crazy person. Like you can just see.
Oh yeah.
Just in a bit of the pages here.
Pick up the tempo.
Yeah.
Detail. Hit hard and bloody.
Yeah.
This is amazing though. Like
super
almost
cool.
every line has some note. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, this is really
kind of makes me want to read the book. I've never read the book, but it makes me want to be able to compare and contrast.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. If you can only get this one with all those notes and stuff, that would make it crazy experience.
But it's perfect to have in a museum.
Yeah, it really is. This was a great part of it. So now we venture on to level 3, where we got to see... This part I really liked. I think Chacha wasn't as big a fan of the kind of untheming part of it. But this was a bunch of different really cool costumes and props from pretty popular movies. I think the loose theme was these were all movies that are like kind of futuristic. I didn't really get that. You know, you could kind of make an argument for it. But I just thought it was really cool because they're all very, very popular movies that everyone knows. And you can see a lot of like, you know, very popular parts of them up close.
Cool. This is Moe. That is a still from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They had broken down cinema into all these categories, and this one was either, we don't remember if it was image or sound or impact, but those are all, we're looking at the guide, they're all sections that we walked through and saw this, and you can read that. Oh, your favorite.
Yeah, so this is another part of what I was talking about with this whole kind of area dedicated to really popular movie costumes and props. And this one's really cool. It's obviously Spider-Man. And it's from The Amazing Spider-Man, the one with Andrew Garfield.
Oh.
And yeah, I thought this was super cool to see up close. You know, there's plenty of cool things here. There was Thor's hammer and the Harley Quinn bat and like a bunch of stuff from kind of superhero movies and things like that. So I thought this part was really fun and really cool to look at up close.
Yeah. And that fits under image too, because it's like bringing comic book imagery to life.
Yeah.
So I think it's still part of that same exhibit. So then we got to come back to us and say something poignant and important about the new year and telling stoes.
The future of Chacha and Moe.
The future of Chacha and Moe all depends on you. Always has. We really appreciate all the support we've gotten. Yeah. And overwhelming. Just random people have really taken to it, so we're proud of that. And I guess the only other thing I wanted to add, because we don't do this that often anymore, but we did long ago. I wanted to talk to you about what it was like to do active shooter drills in a school. I don't know if you remember that when that first started to be a thing, and we went to an exhip about gun violence.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
You made a phone call to your senator, and
Kamala
and it was Kamala. Kamala. And it just kind of after that, at some point after we were driving back from the museum, you and I started talking about the gun violence in your high school in Atlanta, and you were telling me just.
This is on the drive back of this museum, not the last episode.
I'm referring back to that episode because you were like so little and cute, and it was like drills in school, and it was a different. Now you have a different perspective. I guess I just wanted to come back around to that. Yeah. For those of you who are paying attention, to see, you said that you feel safer here in LA. Yeah. And I thought that was also interesting because the stereotype is like that. This is the the jungle. Yeah,
and all sorts of crime, and it is a much bigger place too. So numbers wise, I'm sure like it's completely off the charts if you compare them like that. Because LA has like or well, California total has like 40 million people or something, and Atlanta's got like, maybe
Yeah.
3 million.
One's
or
a
something.
state, one's a city.
Yeah,
for
right.
starters, but yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Georgia versus California, there's a huge difference that way, and Atlanta versus LA. I don't know if I would say I necessarily feel way safer here, only because I didn't really feel that unsafe in Atlanta.
Okay.
But that's just because probably I was there for a while and I knew
But
the
you
area
did have
well.
some lockdowns while you were there.
Yeah, we did have a couple events at our school where things got out of hand like that, and kids bringing weapons and stuff to school.
No, I don't know, but that
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of part of the experience now.
Well, J.D. Vance said school shootings are a fact of life, and if you accept that, I mean, yeah, it's a fact of life here. Just to say that in Portugal, there's no gun violence. People don't have guns, and everything that goes with it, and so you feel a lot safer and less fearful of your neighbor.
Yeah. All right, everyone, move to Portugal, and maybe we'll catch you there.
We'll see you there.